This video we're about to watch is about our youth vocational series during the summer of 2023, in which we as men of courage, are introducing youth to various career fields once they graduate from high school.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet each and every one of you today, and I want to say thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk to you all. So I'm Dr. Robert Thomas. How many people do we have here?
I think 15.
15. So I think I'm going to have enough for each and every one of us. So I am Dr. Robert Thomas, and I want to share with you a little bit about my story, and I also want to just offer some things that I've learned in life over time. I used to hate going to the doctor because I didn't feel like that doctor really cared about me and my well-being. But when I didn't feel good, it was a place that I had to go to. So along the course of time, I decided I was going to try to be a doctor that people didn't mind coming to see. You can either lead in a good way or you can lead in a bad way. You can lead in a way that's going to make this world a little bit better, or you can lead in a way that's going to make this world a little worse. I want you all to know, again, with my belief in God, that I think about the great things that Christ did, and I want to walk in his footsteps because he made this world a better place. And to me, he's one of the greatest leaders to ever walk the face of earth. And most importantly, he embodies all of these last 14 virtues. Can anybody tell me about some of the other things that Christ did, even from the time that he was a young man?
Didn't he turn water into wine or something?
Yeah, so that was a miracle that he did. Culture, for example, when you see a person, culture is you may shake a person's hand, right? You may give a person a hug. In your family, you have culture, right? What you do on a day-to-day basis. Everywhere you go, we want to create a positive culture. We want to create a what?
A positive culture.
Oh, come on now. We want to create a positive culture. We want to create a what?
A positive culture.
A positive culture everywhere we go.
I'm just a kid from Lorain, Ohio. That's all I am, and I've been very, very blessed in my life to have met people throughout my life and made friendships throughout my life and have influences throughout my life that have helped, to guide me and keep me out of trouble, although I can't say I was always out of trouble. I'm a pretty rambunctious dude, so I got into my share of trouble over the years. So I really had to change my mindset, and that's the lesson. That's what I'm trying to convey to you all is it really is in your head. That's where it's all at, and that's where you'll either figure out how to become successful, and you can define success however you want to define it, but whatever it is you aspire to do, whatever it is in life that you want to achieve, it will be from your own mind that will get you where you want to go. I've got kind of an acronym that I use to just kind of guide myself, and that I've used, I really don't know when I honed in on this, but I probably kind of use this acronym to guide my professional career, but also my home life and my personal career. And the acronym is POWER. P-O-W-E-R. POWER. And so I'm going to get into that and tell you what each of those letters represent to me and kind of how I try to apply it, in the stuff that I do day to day.
My favorite part of this summer series was going to the colleges, especially JVS. There are a lot of chances for me to go get my one of my degrees so I can become an engineer when I get older.
Our youth series involves us going into several school districts this past school year: Lorain City Schools, Oberlin City Schools, and Clearview City Schools. And along with that, we were also in Vermilion City Schools. And hopefully, we were in 5 buildings here in Lorain, 5 elementary buildings, and 2 in Vermilion with the middle school and the high school. Oberlin, like I mentioned before, was at the high school, and elementary and middle school at Clearview. So we hope to be back in those districts again this year, and pretty much doing the same thing, you know, talking with a group of kids. Elementary level, we're down like 4th and 5th graders, and pretty much we do like 30 minutes for each group once a week, and then we move on to the next group for 30 minutes once a week. So our youth series has been growing very much well as far as going into the schools. We feel that's our biggest impact, you know, doing a lot of group meetings with kids. And so far this past year, going into those schools, the school district is very pleased with what we did. And so we hope to be back in there this coming school year.
This is our boutique, so it's a showroom and workroom. As you see, our interns here from Kent State. We got Claire, Jacob, and Jason. They're working on their projects that we have going on in the store. So yeah, you get to shop up here, and then you get to see the work being done actually in the store. Claire is actually fixing some of our rhinestones on this jacket. So it's just all handmade here in store. We do all the designs. So it's like a think tank kind of place, you know, creative space where we're trying to pump out pieces that get shipped to New York and Miami. I'm part of a showroom there, so you know you'll see things on celebrities. I came on board here in 2012. The street was kind of dark still, and we wanted to light up the streets, so we started doing cool events to get people into the boutique. So we did events every weekend for like 3 months straight, so it was pretty crazy. But now, in my career, I'm more seasoned in year 16, so I do one big fashion show here a year, if it's on the right timeline. It was actually a 2-year gap recently until we just did our big show, because I do a lot of fashion shows out of state in New York and LA and stuff like that, so I wanted to bring that. I'm going straight into questions because I want to know what you guys want to know.
Why are you always doing this?
Wow, that's a good question. So see our logo in the window, that's kind of our retro logo, but that's inspired by Jordan. It's the Wings logo, but we took it and put the name into it. So taking flight is a big thing for me. My friends laughed at me when I started doing that in 2008, like, what is that? Why are you doing that? What you guys think the most expensive thing is in the store?
$80 sweatshirt over here? The TV.
It's usually like the leather pieces and our fur coats. Because yeah, it take a lot to make. That coat behind you is an $800 coat.
$800 for that?
I grew up in a home where there was a lot of drug usage, abuse, domestic violence. And me and my brother went through a lot of situations growing up, a lot of insecurities, a lot of negativity. We would talk to each other and say, we ain't never gonna get out of this hole. We're gonna die by the age of 30. We ain't never gonna make it. My dad one day goes and leaves, never comes back. We didn't see him for 30 years. 20, 30 years. I was probably 8 or 9 when he picked up and left. And that's what, growing up, what I kept hearing, negative, negative, negative. Until one day a perfect stranger said, you have all the power in your hands to choose what you want to do in life. How is that? When I didn't know how to do anything. Everything I knew was drugs and... So how do I fix that, perfect stranger, I said, well, so you have to want more. You don't have to become just around me. So I had to go to a library and pick up a book to learn to become a man. I didn't have a man next to me. So now I had to start to ask questions. People that I didn't know. Hey, how do I wear a tie? How do I tie my shoes? Today, At the age of 33, I decided to change my life. I got tired of that circle, that life. And today, I am in college. I work for the state. I help Tony. I'll be helping her from now on. I made it out. I was the one that used to say that I would never make it to 30 years old. I am 43 years old. I am in college and I'm doing better, and I came out of the projects. We need to learn to ask questions, guys, and we need to tell ourselves, I want better regardless of what I'm seeing at home or in the streets, or we need to want more and better for ourselves. No one else is going to want better for you than yourself.